Good afternoon, good evening, actually, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this evening. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm, okay? So, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those things. I might seem a little winded, and I am because I just finished exercising, okay? Um, on the Wii game. Y'all know I'm antiquated. The Wii game exercise, child, Wii fitness. But I wanted to talk about um Miajaye, Young Dolph's fiance. Um, she's been concerned about justice not being served, okay? For Young Dolph, okay? She's been very concerned about justice not being served for Young Dolph. I'm trying to get back to her page. Um, hey, I've always, been extremely supportive of Miajaye because I understand that Mia is a victim. Like I said, she's been forced to pick up the pieces and try and pick up the pieces of her life being shattered unexpectedly. Just like Young Dolph's life, his young life was interrupted. Her life and her children's lives were interrupted, right? Because he was a big part of their everyday life. And so now, she's been forced to try and move on, you know, with shattered pieces. And she's been thrown into this media frenzy as it relates to it. It's very sensationalized, which is a good and a bad thing, right? When you start talking about that, because when people are fascinated with cases, they lie a lot, okay? And um, and so I've seen how she's still been graceful, you know, when even when she's been lied on in the media. Hey, for the record, she had nothing to do with what happened to Young Dolph. Okay, she had nothing to do with that. To say that Miajaye was involved would be taking the focal focus off of the people that was really involved. I can't understand how people can say Miajaye was involved but omit, you know, people that had a history of trying to take him out, right? But I'm looking at her page, and she says some people would never like you because your spirit irritates their demons. And she's been posting quite a bit of stuff, Um, she's been posting about, and I've missed it. Let me see if I can find it on her Facebook page because I've been, y'all know, I've been working. And but I was able to glance at it where she was talking about the judges and how she's very concerned. The judge was out when the judge was supposed to. Um, she doesn't have it on her Facebook page, so I kind of missed it. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to. Um, yeah, it's gone. Um, I'm kind of gonna have to kind of remember some of what she had posted. I'm sure other bloggers have it on their pages, but I don't have it on mine. Okay, because she posted it I think yesterday. And like I said, to sum it up, but basically she's got concerns about, and when there's anxiety and you're talking about the names and the money and the people that have been brought up in this case and her knowing more than what anybody would ever know, okay? um I can understand because it looks weird, I could tell just from some of her posts, even though she doesn't say it. I could tell she has issues with Orange Mound Quit and Jamarcus being out, right? I could tell she has issues with that, but hey, I think I would have issues with it too if I didn't think that it was beneficial to some degree, right? I think that everybody's going to pay for their sins. Sometimes the wheels of justice it can be slow, right? but not a microwave situation. And then, it's scary knowing that you have somebody like Steve Mulroy, who advocates basically quietly, passively for criminals. Okay, and so I know that can be concerning too. And then you have the issues with Straight Drop and his attorney playing all types of games, the judge being changed, and we're still trying to get a feel of who Jennifer, um, this a new judge is. We know that Judge Coffee wasn't playing like that. And so, there are some concerns, and I'm glad that she's being more vocal about it. As she said, she just felt like, she would just let the people um, do their job. And for the most part, hey, I'm still very confident that he will get justice. But I'm happy that she is speaking out, because every now and again, just like they say, when your loved ones is at a hospital or a nursing home, it's always good to consistently show your face to let those persons know that your loved ones are loved, right? That your loved ones are loved and they cannot just do them any kind of way, right? And so it makes them hey, line up. Okay, well, we know we can't just do this, so we can't just leave them in the bed with bed sores, because their loved ones are coming and checking on them and do love them, right? And so I think that is a good thing when you start to speak up, even the sensationalism of the case, whether people good and bad. Speaking about the case and consistently having a curiosity as it relates to the case and blogging on it, I've always said that is a good thing, because at least the persons that are involved with the prosecution and the getting the evidence and things of that nature, they understand that people are watching them closely. And when the family starts to speak up as far as discrepancy, sometimes it makes people line up. And so I'm glad that she's doing that. But even with all of that, I still have no doubt that justice will be served, right? At this point, the only thing that they can do is see, it's still an ongoing investigation, and it's bigger than what they're telling me. Or there's just some things that they just can't say. I was talking to someone the other day as it relates to the FBI, and they were saying that the FBI is always very incognito, right? And so they're not going to speak on it. And even, though we know that Chief Davis had partnered with the FBI, there, it's just a lot of things that they can't say, right? And so it seems like a lot of the pieces, there are things that don't make sense. It seems like a lot of the pieces of the puzzles are just missing. Um, but actually, I feel like it's all coming together. It all works out in the end. The only place that Straight Drop and them are going is to the penitentiary. Now, I'm gonna do another vlog about Straight Drop. Okay. But hey, I wanted to dedicate this to Miajaye because I understand. I understand, like I said, her anxiety. She speaks for the family because she is a part of the family. She's a part of the family via Young Dolph. That is who he chose, okay, to be his spouse. Okay. And hold on, I wanna, cause see, for all of those, when you start coming into my chat, see, I ain't been feeling good today either. Okay. Um, when you say um spouse, okay. Spouse can also be considered, a mate. I was looking at that one day and I was like, oh wow. Consider in relationship to their partner. Um, so I know we look at a spouse as being someone, that's married, but some people say spouse because it also means partner, right? So I'll say his spouse. He That's who he chose. Okay. Young Dolph had enough money, whereas if he didn't want to be with her, he could have, he didn't have to, but he was there. He chose to have his children with her. I saw where he posted, on his page on Mother's Day one year, "I'm glad that you're the mother of my children." He put that out there for the world. Um, hey, like I said, she was there with him, even if they had broken up. Everybody breaks up, but somehow they ended up back together. So men normally, and he wasn't married to her, so it wasn't so she couldn't get his money. He was very generous with her. She probably was he was very generous with his money with everybody, so he wasn't worried about that. So when people say, well, he was just, how some people when they're married, but they weren't legally married. They didn't leave because of convenience. You know how people psych themselves out about that too, because men generally don't stay places that they don't want to be. They'll leave. He could have been free as a bird, but he went back home to Mia. And so she talked about how he loved her so good. And if you listen to some of his early on raps, he talked about how, he made a bag. After he got his second 50,000, he gave it to his girl. He had a spoiled, he was good to her. So, hey, and she says because he was good to her, she's going to stand until he gets justice, right? In totality. And hey, I think that when all of this happened and people was asking why she was being quiet, well, the lady had to try and gather her thoughts. I just lost my loved one. I just lost my man, and I just lost the father of my children, who was a constant figure in their life. We saw the sadness in her son's eyes. So she could not turn into a lunatic. The safety of her children and the sanity of her children was first. I get to looking at some of this stuff over the internet and I go, I wonder if some of these people got kids, because if they do, I feel sorry for them. Because we understand just by looking at some of the stuff. Well, why she wasn't out there doing this, and how come she acting all happy around her kids? Our community needs some motherfucking help. That right there just kind of lets me know that it's a lot of children in real bad environments, unhealthy environments. And that's sad. I hate that so much. But she was doing the exact right thing to try and make sure the sanity and the emotional health and physical health of her children was first. Hey, I'm sorry to those who felt like she was doing wrong to do that. And I really hope y'all don't have children. If not, we already know that they are in an emotional state of, unhealthiness. I was ready to say something else, but unhealthiness, right? But hey, she speaks out and she's letting it be known that it's a lot of stuff going on, but I think that she does not like, and I can understand that. And they're not forthcoming with a whole lot of things, and that's because they can't be. And she did say that she don't really know a lot about investigations, but what her Young Dolph's case is really big. It is. You're talking about the players and the money and stuff involved. It really is. Okay. But everything always works out in the end. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to get on here and talk about that. I'm going to do another video. But I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App.